Hey fashionistas, welcome back to Silent Fashion YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautifully amazing kimono dress that I'm wearing. Okay, if you're interested, stay tuned to the end. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. So guys, I already went ahead to fold my fabric into two because we're cutting the back and the front separately. Okay, I am working with a doll face fabric and this is about 5 yards that we're going to be using entirely for the back and the front. So now I'm going to go ahead and indicate half of my shoulder measurement on that point. Okay, I first went ahead to draw a border line across, so from that place I'll indicate half of my shoulder measurement, and after that I'll come down and indicate my full sleeve length. Okay, and right there on that point I went ahead to mark 14 inches for the sleeve length, and that is the remaining part of the fabric. Now on this part that is on fold, I'll go ahead and indicate my neck depth of 1 inches and a neck width of 3 inches. Okay, so after that I'll use my curve ruler to just draw out the neckline curve. After drawing it out now guys, I'll go ahead and come down on this point by 1.5 inches for my shoulder slant. I'll mark it right there and I'll use my straight ruler to connect it back into the neckline. So next I'm going to go ahead and come down by my sleeve opening. Okay, so this sleeve opening, I'll just take a random measurement of my sleeve because it is not a tight sleeve, and I'll just divide it into two, and that will give me about 9 inches. Okay, I went ahead to mark it right there, 9 inches including seam allowance, and I'll just rule a straight line across. After that I'm going to indicate the full length of the kimono, which is 36 inches for me. After getting that 36 inches entirely, I'll mark it right there, and after marking it I'll go ahead and indicate quarter of my hip circumference plus extra 4 inches, and that will give me 14 inches. Okay, so I'll go ahead and just mark that 14 inches right there and just use my straight ruler now to connect it to the point on the first line that we drew up there, which is like our bust line. Okay, so after joining those two parts together, I'll come here and just blend out that armhole curve so that it is not going to be square. After that we'll go ahead now and cut. So guys, after cutting, this is our back pattern. Okay, this is what we're going to be using to cut out the front, as you can see. So now I've gone ahead to arrange a piece of fabric on the floor. As you can see, the fabric is really very wide. You're going to be needing a lot of fabric for this. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and grab my back pieces and I'll bring it and place it on top of this fabric that is on the floor. Okay, so this fabric for the back pattern can face either side of the fabric that is on the floor. It can face this side, or you can decide to flip it to face the other side. Just let it lay on top of one side of the fabric, whichever side that you choose. Okay, so I'll just go ahead now and place it on that part and just arrange it well to lay very flat on top of that pattern. So now after arranging it, I'll go ahead and trim out the sides of the armhole and then the shoulder point on that part. So after cutting it, this is what it is going to be looking at. I'll go ahead and pick and unpin that part and just lift it up. So that point right there that I lifted, that is where our center front is going to be, where that center back is. So I'll go ahead and lift it up and come down by 8 inches for the front neckline because it is a V neckline, and I'll go ahead and just draw out that V right there to meet the point of the back neckline. Okay, so after that guys, I'll go ahead now and come to this other edge of the fabric and I'll mark out the center point or the midpoint on that part. So after marking that midpoint, we're going to go ahead and connect it to meet the neckline up there, that V neckline, the 8 inches that we came down in the first place. I'll go ahead and connect it to come and meet this midpoint that we rule out there. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and blend it out very well to just avoid all sharp edges, and then we'll cut it out. So after cutting it out, I'll come here on this part and just separate this part so that it's going to be giving me two pieces. Okay, so this is what it is looking like. I'm sorry that the fabric is a bit too transparent because it is a white fabric. Now I'll remove the back pattern from the front, and now I'm going to open it up for you to see, so you can see the V neckline right there. the front is now having 2 pieces. Okay, so that is how it is going to be. So that excess allowance is what we'll be using to achieve that crossing effect in front. So next I'll go ahead and place my back fabric on top of the front. Now the right sides are facing each other. Okay, so I'll pin it down on the shoulder part because we're going to go ahead and proceed with the joining. Now I'll just pin down both shoulders together, and then we'll take it to the sewing machine and join them on the shoulder, and as well I will join the sides of the kimono together. Okay, then I'll sew the lower part, which is hemming it, and we'll come back. So after sewing and joining, guys, this is what it is looking like. You can see that the shoulder and the sides are joined already, and even the lower part I have gone ahead to hem it already. We'll proceed now with the crossing of the kimono, so you have to watch out really closely. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and arrange my fabric on the floor like this. As you can see, I'll just arrange it very well on the floor. Okay, so after arranging it now, this is what it is looking like. I'll go ahead now and grab the 2 pieces that are in front, those excess allowance, and I'll cross it on top of each other. So just interchange the hands. Okay, just cross them on top of each other. Let the left go to the right and the right come to the left, or either ways. So after that, now I'll pick up the pieces again and then join them together. Now the fine side are still facing each other, as you can see. This can be complicated, but pay attention. We'll take it to the sewing machine now and join it. So after joining it, this is what it is going to be looking like, but still yet it is going to be giving you a tangled effect on that part. So I'll go ahead and join the neckline on the back and notch it to get the midpoint. So after notching it and getting the midpoint, I'll grab this place that I joined and just wrap it on top of each other and close up that seam that we went to sew earlier. So after closing it now, we are going to be having like a center seam right there. That is the center of the lapel. Okay, so you are going to grab that point and just close it up. Just close the seam that we sewed earlier, and then you connect it with that point on the neckline of the back that we notch, which is the center back. So you just connect it and flip it over to the inside, and then I'll go ahead and use my pin to just secure it down. Okay, so after that, I'm going to continue to grab the 2 pieces. It's going to be like a 3 pieces thing going on right there. I'm sorry if it is a bit not clear enough. Just watch it again and you are going to understand the process. Now you are going to pick that part and continue to connect it to the neckline of the front. Remember that the neckline of the front is a V neckline, so you continue to pick that part that we joined earlier and just keep connecting it. As you are pinning it down, you are going to be getting the definition on that front. You can see that it is looking tangled already, but by the time you sew it, it's going to give you that effect. Okay, so I'll continue to pin down the other side as well, and then repeatedly until I get to the ending of the dress where there is no more allowance to sew. That's when I will stop. So I'll grab the pieces together and I'll just pin them down. Now this is what it will be looking like. We'll take it to the sewing machine now and we'll join it, and that will be it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching so far. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.